on the Eastern broadcast. Wow. At 3:07. Oh, no, 3:08. I'm going to put the comments up, group chat, and I'm going to continue on this for a while. I need to go back and post this, say something. Hello, people. And I'm going to have to go back to Sunday speech. Where's Sunday speech at? Okay, I started it. I'm on the air. I just can't find my screen again. There it is. I'm going to put this address on there so you can find me. Somebody's got to find me. Might as well be me. Okay. There it is. Shared out there. And there it is, shared. Well, you can come right on in. I shared it on my YouTube, Google Plus, whatever. I don't know the difference in them. They all seem to be the same. We can come on in and say hi to me. It's a good thing. I just tore up my headphones and threw them away because they were cheap piece of crap from, well, I thought about driving over and getting a new pair, but I'll just use the microphone on my camera, which is just as good, if not better. I had trouble with those $19 headphones, anyways, $20 headphones, and they were giving me problems, and I decided to just destroy them and put them in the garbage where they belong. And I need to invest in something more expensive, but not this time. At this time, I'll keep my camera microphone working, and we'll all be happy on the camera. The camera seems to be working better. I'm talking like 3 feet away from the camera and getting over half of the bars on the microphone, so it must be good. I don't know why my camera isn't lit up. Normally it's lit up, but I'm just getting the microphone off of it. And well, I'm on here. It's 3:11 Eastern time on that Sunday afternoon. I know that most of my followers and people are out and about doing things. And I'm just back here, laying back, and on the air. I could do the unfiltered news, I guess, at this time, since no one's on here. I'm going, oop, I got hiccups. Weird. No. Let me go on to my Hotmail and I'll start reading. They just totally kicked me off. I see how they is. Now they are. They're asking me all this crap on my phone and everything. They just totally kicked me off. Okay, you can kick me off. Spellbinder at hotmail.com. There you go. And okay, here I am. 56. My God, there's so much junk mail out here. It's unreal. Yeah, I did that. And I'm going to go down through here and I'm going to get rid of some of these emails that they should have talked to me last night instead of sending me email. Jedder Griffin, National Borders News for January 16th. That's the one I'm looking for right there. Let me get rid of some of these junk mails. Well, not really junk. On Google Plus, they made comments about my show last night. I don't care. Might as well not even send me anything. Because I really don't care. Okay. A Nation Without Borders. There we are. Here it is. The comic strip for today is the US UK are promoting plans to increase surveillance control. Surveillance control. You imagine that? I don't imagine it. I know it. These creatures are out there. They're playing this game with our minds, and everyone's playing along with it, and they shouldn't be playing along with it. They have better things to do in their life except play along with these monsters games. The monster games. It was a graveyard. Okay. Let's not go there. Anyways, it says, it's the federal government's responsibility to enforce immigration. And Obama saying they're putting the proprietary rules and burning it, going, or not. Oh, okay. That's him. The U.S. and Ukraine are promoting plans to increase surveillance and control over the internet as necessary and proper move to guard against terrorism. The media is reporting the story as written without question, as if there's no question behind the unconstitutionality of what he's doing. ODN 2015, January 16th. Video. And that was a video also. Jeffrey Sterling, a former CIA agent, is on trial and facing life in prison for allegedly leaking classified information to the press. The information in question related to the fact that the CIA was covertly sending intentionally flawed blueprints to Iran for building nuclear weapons. Sterling denies that he did this and that the charges against him are in retaliation to his lawsuit against the CIA for racial discrimination. A second part of the story is that evidence being uncovered in the course of the trial confirmed that Iran had no intentions to build nuclear weapons. Russia Today, January 15th. Do you see how they're playing us? They're playing you on the mainstream media. Don't accept the mainstream media word for anything. It's international. They're being paid to tell you what the government wants you to hear, and not the other way around. The U.S. Center for Disease Control admits that the current influenza vaccine is only 23% effective and fails to protect against this season's circulating strain. Based on past performance, it is possible that this figure should be even lower, and no one talks about the horrible side effects often associated with vaccines. They don't tell you that your immune system is being compromised and you're going to get the flu worse than you would have if you hadn't taken the shot at all. They An unsuspecting public lines up to get it. InfoWars, July 15th. And they just don't tell you this. They're not telling you anything. They're out there lying to you. And you believe the lies. You believe there's a, whatever in the sky. And you believe that's up there to protect you. No, it's inside you. It's protecting you from within if you look the right direction. Oh, I can't go on with this. This is blowing my mind away. Okay. Video. The FBI says it has foiled a terrorist attack by Chris Cornell, a 20-year-old convert to Islam. Really? The FBI says he bought 2 M15 semi-automatic rifles plus 600 rounds of ammunition, was planning to attack the Capitol. NBC News, January 14th. The truth behind that was he didn't have the money. The FBI agent who was trying to talk him into all this, because Homeland Security took their jobs away, actually bought the rifles for him. He didn't even have a bus ticket to go to the White House. Now you understand, don't you? The FBI is so hard up to keep their jobs that they're making criminals out of citizens so they can look and go, look, I stopped a terrorist. We're important. Give us more money, please, government. No, Homeland Security took your money and stuck it in their own pockets. You don't see what's going on. Apparently, the FBI is trying to falsify. Video. The father of Chris Cornell, a young man who was arrested by the FBI in a terror plot, believed that his son was set up. Here we go. Set up by the FBI to support its claim to have foiled a terror plot. Chris did not have enough money to purchase the semi-automatic rifles and ammunition that he bought, and he never expressed intolerance views or violent intent. In almost every case in the past where the FBI claimed to have foiled a terror plot, it was later discovered that the FBI itself was the orchestrator, the commander of the plot. It may be that Chris's father is correct. January 14th. Now you understand. The FBI is in hardships right now. They're done by, by a president who is a cross-dresser and stuff, and that's well known. And he created the FBI. And now they created the Homeland Security under Bush. And here we are. We're at two factions fighting against each other to try to get a word out saying, look, we're important. Give us money. We need your income tax to go to us, not to the Homeland Security or FBI or whatever. We just need your money. And there you go. This is just part of the entire. It's amazing. France arrested a controversial French comedian, Dieudonné Mabala. Mabala was charged on defending terrorism after he posted comments on his Facebook account. He is known for anti-Semitic views, and his supporters claim are satire. France opened 54 more criminal cases of condoning terrorism and ordered prosecutors around the country to crack down on hate speech, anti-Semitism. Okay, I want the white lilies that are running the country of Israel to prove that they are actually part of the 12 tribes. I want them to prove that, because they can't. They can't. They're from Ukraine. They're Ukrainians that came from that area. They had a issue of trading between the Christians and the Muslims. And so they brought some rabbis up and they converted themselves into it. They became the 13th unextensional tribe of Israel, because there is no 13th tribe of Israel. Look in your Bible. Look in the whole thing, Old Testament. There's only 12. They're claiming to be the 13th. There is no 13th. These are anti-Semitics themselves. They claim to be Semitic and they're not. They're whiter than I am. Look at Netanyahu. He makes me look like a piece of black paper compared to him. He looked like a piece of new white paper from a typewriter page. Just do your homework, do your stuff, find this out. I mean, this is just wrong, and it's wronger. They are the Antichrist. If you want to know, the government of Israel is the Antichrist. They don't believe in Christ. They don't believe in anything except themselves as being holier than God in their own corrupt way of thinking. And these are the people that are out there telling our government what to do because they're white lilies. They're white lilies. Call them what they are, white lilies. They're not Semitic. They have no part in Semiticism. If they were Semitic, they would be the Palestinians. But they're not the Palestinians, or therefore they're not Semitic. I'm just trying to point out some point of views here that needs to be issued, because we need to know the truth. Since 1948, they have taken over a vast quantity of the Palestinians who are probably the real offspring of Jesus's family of the 12th tribe. And we can't have that. Oh no, we have to have invaders that came down in World War II after it and moved in and say they are holier than God. Basically, that's what they're basically claiming. They're holier than God, because God would be looking at them going, "You're not Semitic. You're not even part of my 12 tribes. What are you doing there?" Anyways, let's go on. Okay, they claim anti-Semitism and glorifying terrorism there. This occurred 2 days after France hosted a mass free speech rally. Hate speech laws apply only to those who voice politically unpopular views. It's okay to hate things that are not others, depending on the majority opinion. Anyone care to comment on our forum on that issue? The Intercept, January 14th. Majority report shopping style is coming soon to a store near you. Microsoft has redesigned its Kinect system to be used for retail shopping. Kinect originally was designed for video games. It detects motions input response to verbal commands and will integrate face recognition. It will identify shoppers, track their buying habits, and make product suggestions. The Mary Sue, January 14th. Do you not understand what's going on? We're under fascism. Fascism. Understand what the word means. It means corporations are running the government, and the government's being paid by these people for support to get them reelected again. And we're ran by corporations. The Umbrella Corporation comes to mind from Resident Evil. This is what's happening. You're not paying attention. Okay, video. The New York Policemen's Union told its members to slow down on policing petty crimes as a reprisal against Mayor de Blasio for his remarks about police and racism. The slowdown cost the city government nearly $10 million just from parking tickets that were not issued. Police now are being threatened by New York Police Department administrators with loss of vacation days and sick days unless they fulfill quotas. You must go out and get your bozo button for the month to make up for the lost revenue through increased tickets and fines. It appears that law enforcement has become a revenue generating scheme. Don't you know? Although the New York Police Department commissioner denies setting quotas. Russia Today, January 14th. This is going on. I mean, how much can I talk about this? I mean, it's just amazing. The Los Angeles Sheriff's Department, next article, will have the largest biometric database outside of the FBI. The database will include fingerprints, palm prints, facial recognition, iris scans, and voice recognition or recordings. The Sheriff's Department says not to be alarmed. No, don't be alarmed. Data will only be taken from those who are booked into the county jail. Really? Really? Critics warn that police may be told to make more stops and more arrests just to gather information for the database. Corrections 1, posted January 13th. It's all out there. It's all in the news. All you have to do is look for it. Video. Germany, more than 25,000 people protested in Dresden and other cities against the Islamization of their country. Demonstrators were organized by Pegida, if you want to know it, P-E-G-I-D-A, Pegida, Patriotic Europeans Against Islamization of the West, defying high-level politicians who characterize Pegida as a hate group and asked people not to participate. Euronews, January 12th. Now, there you go. You're looking, you're seeing it. They're allowing all these illegals to come into our country, America, and your countries, and they're going to make racial battles that they can control and use for their advantage as far as the government's concerned. This is all the few running the many against each other. Now, if we leave them where they're at, and they leave where they're at, we will come together as a peaceful world. But no, our governments are nearly trying to create World War III. I mean, France. Nearly 4 million people rallied across France to show solidarity against the recent terror attacks and in support of free speech. The march in Paris was led by French President Francisco, Cossé Holland, who was joined by other world leaders, including Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, who was asked not to come. Critics say that there is hypocrisy in the world leaders attending these countries and their repressive media laws. Times of India, January 12th. Now you have to understand, Netanyahu went outside of the gates. They had this staged event where all these leaders were marching down the street, and they'd show, the protesters and another clip from their camera in the background marching behind them, and they weren't there. They were in a protective zone. Only Netanyahu was crazy enough to go out there and go, I got to be recognized. I got to get up there and be in front of all this so I can say, Israel is God, and I'm God, and we must follow after me. No, it didn't happen. Sorry, now you were caught up on that scam, and now you are being abased by it. It's happening. Netanyahu is doing stupid stuff that's causing him to get stupid reactions to him, and he's not going to be there very much longer as far as the prime minister of Israel, because he did stupid stuff in front of everyone. I mean, he's out. He's a psychopath. He's out of control, and they can't control him. Either he's going to be removed or be removed. I mean, I understand if that happens by the other psychopaths that he's removed. But anyways, a journalist claimed that the suspected shooter in Paris was close friend to the underwear bomber when they attended a school in Yemen. January 12th. That may be so. In Yemen, he may have been a friend of his. But yet this guy who was the underwear bomber was escorted through security by somebody in a suit. CIA? Maybe. Mossad? Maybe. And he was put into a seat. Somebody was video cameraing it the whole time, video cameraing the entire incident. Staged? Most likely. I mean, do you see anything different? This is all out there in the press. It's all out there. You just do your homework, just do a little digging, and you'll find this stuff out for yourself. I don't have to actually go out and print this stuff out for you. If you're smart enough, you're go out and do your own homework. Okay. Video. Hackers calling themselves the Cyber Caliphate got into the Pentagon's computers system and posted threats to U.S. troops and their family. The hack was relatively minor, involving only Twitter and YouTube accounts protected by a single password. Nevertheless, it received intense publicity, and as is often the case, it's perfectly coincided with Abomination's push for more government control over the internet and in the name of security. Oh, you know, you're starting to understand now. Abomination is what he is. He was the abomination and desolation put into place to be the voice of the 1%ers that run everything. They run it all. If you don't see it, you're not paying attention. New Mexico. 2 Albuquerque police officers are charged with murder for the March shooting of a mentally ill homeless man, where he wasn't really mentally ill. He was out on the back states of Albuquerque. He was out there in the wilderness, and he had his camp set up. And he just turned around and walked away from him, and they just opened fire on him. They just killed him. You can't do that in America. You can rush up there and beat the shit out of him until he submisses and lock him up and bring him back in handcuffs. We just can't just shoot somebody for turning their back on you. I mean, there's something wrong here in America. Okay, New Mexico, again, 2 Albuquerque police officers charged in the murder of March shooting. Oh, okay, that was the one. I didn't have it advanced far enough up. California farmers were dealt a blow by this federal Supreme Court when it upheld a prior decision that the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service could curtail water deliveries to farms in the name of protecting fish. Fish are more important than humans, don't you know? Fish are gods. You can't turn against fish. Hell, the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service will be on your back, crawling on it, going like vampires or something. I don't know. I'm just reading the headlines that you should know and don't. The question of cost or damage to crops need not be considered. Fresno Bee, January 12th. That's where I came from. Fresno Bee. Like I said, I'll name the articles and you can go look them up if you have the courage. Most people don't have the courage. They just believe whatever the government says and the mainstream media says is gospel of God. Well, I'm trying to tell you that God's not up there in the air. He's not out there on a throne somewhere. He's within you looking out because he created all this and he's outside of all this and he is looking out at all this that we're in. But, they don't want you to know that. Hell, if you knew that, you wouldn't go to church. Because you know God's inside. Why go to church and worship God outside when you know that God's inside and he's within you? There's the greatest lie ever over 2,000 years. It's a great lie. It's worked for 2,000 years. Why stop now? Why stop having you give the minister money on TV when you had the TV evangelists out there going, oh, God's going to punish me if you don't give me money? Really? Well, let God punish you for begging for money and not doing your job and feeding the people and using that wealth that you have mansions and many cars. You sell all of them and give that money to the poor so they can feed themselves. Now you know where I stand. Anyways, leaked documents from U.S. Customs and Border Protection revealed that the vast majority of illegal aliens in the U.S. are immune to detention and deportation. Under this policy, illegal aliens are to be released from the Border Patrol with no expectation that they ever have to show up for a hearing. January 11th. Do you not see what's going on? We're the new American Indians. We are the Indians. You might as well move out to their plantation and say, I'm sorry, we're the new American Indian like you, and we want to move in with you because our government is turned against us. I mean, let's get down to the facts of that. I mean, we are the new American Indians. New York State Police are allowed to keep all proceeds from property confiscation during an investigation if they claim that the items were used to commit a crime. Just used by their own thinking and commit a crime. Remember, the police are about 80 IQ, so we were acquired through commission of a crime, or were acquired through a commission of crime, or were purchased with proceeds from a crime. Auditors found that state troopers commonly did not report taking cash in vehicles. The troopers also sold property at discount levels, suggesting that it might have been sold to accomplices who provided kickbacks in gratitude and for bargains. In other words, police use assets acquired from crimes to commit more crimes. Hog keepers, January 10th, and that names on everything. The cops are out there to take things from you. They're highwaymen. They're highwaymen. They really are. They're the highwaymen that you used to read about in Old West and stuff. They're the highwaymen with a badge and a gun, and they GD with everyone. You do not know what they're up to. A badge and a gun. That's all they have. The only difference between them and the criminal is a badge and a gun. Okay, let's go on. Some of them are nice. Some of them are good. I'm not going to say all police officers are bad, but the majority out there are out for a piece of the action. That's all I'm going to say about that. Okay, New York, again, Second Circuit Court of Appeals ruled that New York's requirements for children to be vaccinated in order to attend school is constitutional and superimposes parents' objections, even when based on religious convictions. That's right. The government knows what's good for you. You don't know what's good for you. Ask the government. They'll tell you so. No. The judges said that the right to practice religion does not include liberty to express or expose the community or children to communicable diseases. Sadly, no one introduced available evidence that vaccinations do not protect against disease, but instead cause them. Courthouse News posted January 10th. There you go. They're telling you that vaccinations are good for you. Go out there and take them. Even though the CDC already said that the flu vaccination that you're taking today is worthless against what's out there today. Well, they aren't telling you also that when you take these vaccinations, it damages your immune system to a point during that ejaculation with mercury and other things in it, the adjuvants. It weakens your system to a point where you get this flu, the new one, that isn't covered by the flu shot, and you die. Simple as that. It's called reduction of human population. And they're doing it. They're just doing it, and you're going to believe it if you watch the mainstream media. It's like the lady doctor that came out there and just, get your damn flu shot. Go ahead and take it. Sure, I'm going to take it like I'm going to take a flask of Ebola or something and drink it down. And sure, I'm going to take the flu shot. Fuck that. She's a fucking shill, and she knows she is. There's a lot of shills out there. You got to remember, these shills are out there, and they're all out there being paid off to tell you to do certain things that you shouldn't have to do. If you ever watch Network, the movie in 1978, I think it was called Network. And you listen to that. He says, you buy everything as the TV says. You shop everything the TV says. You gain everything from what the TV says. That box up there is nothing but an entertainment box. That's it. It's not there to really inform you of anything. It may give you news of local news of things that happen, but the international news and all that, it's fake. It's fake. It's fake. And you haven't woke up to it yet. Hopefully you'll wake up to it before it's too late. Abomination proposed offering 2 years of free community college tuition at the price of $60 billion over 10 years. This bid for votes from those who pay no taxes will be paid by those who do. The plan requires state governments, most of which are as broke as the federal government, to contribute 25% of the tab. Well, okay. Reuters, January 10th. Now, don't you understand what they're doing? They're going to give free education for 2 years, a 2-year degree, basically. And you don't have to pay anything if you don't make any money anyways, but the people who are making money, who are working, who are, punching and jabbing to exist in life, they're going to have to pay up to that. That's wrong. That's wrong. It should, if the government's going to do this, it should come out of Obama's pocket personally. He should be the one paying that, since he's a billionaire anyways, along with the rest of them. They should be paying this out of their own pocket if they want to be level and nice and make a name for themselves. They should be paying these taxes, not us, not the average American working person. You got to remember, there's almost 200 million people not working right now out of 360 million. Now 360 million are working. We're paying the taxes for the other. That's wrong. That's just wrong. That's wrong. Okay, let's go on. Let's go on with the insanity here. Video. The FBI and federal prosecutors are recommending that David Petraeus, the former director of the CIA, be formally charged with a criminal felony for sharing classified information with his biographer, who was his mistress. Maybe that should happen, but then maybe it shouldn't. Maybe he has stuff he likes to get out there that incriminates the rest of them. Maybe. Hang on here. I'm going to have to go away for a moment. And we'll put this on be right back. And I'll be right back.
What do you mean we'll be right?
We'll be right.
What's that all
What's
about?
that about?
All right, well, thanks for
All right. Well,
tuning in.
thanks for tuning in.
What, you got your
Oh, you got
microphone
your
next
microphone next to you. Yeah.
God bless
God
it.
bless it.
All right, Wizard.
All right, Wizard,
Did you make it?
it?
Okay, I'm back. I'm back in black. I'm back in black. Anyways, okay, I'm back. I had to look at an Oric vacuum cleaner. It's not blowing for some reason. It's not filling the bag up. It's not picking up. Something's wrong with it. I have no idea what's wrong with it. It's not my duty to know what's wrong with the damn vacuum cleaner. Anyways, and I see that no one ever came on to my site. Oh, I got 2 viewers. There they are. Why don't you come on in? Just come on in. Have a conversation with yourselves. Nothing else. I'm trying to figure out why an Oric vacuum cleaner is not picking up. It runs, has the brushes running, all that stuff, but the bag's not inflating. There's something wrong somewhere, and I don't know why the Oric works the way it does. I mean, it's supposed to be one of those perfect vacuum cleaners you can get out there. It's small, it's light, it's got all types of abilities, but it's not working. I have no idea why. Not a clue. I went there and looked at it, and I don't have a clue why it's not working. What's going on with the news? Anywho, increased Muslim immigration has created more than 750 small pockets of across France that essentially are countries within countries, known as no-go zones. The national police have conceded control over the inhabitants. Islamic criminal gangs have flourished. Sharia law is spreading, and observers say the process is now irreversible. Sweden has 55 no-go zones, while Belgium and Netherlands and Italy are following the same pattern. Legal insurrection posted January 10th. Now you know. Now you see what this is going towards. They're breaking great countries down into many small countries through Muslim, Islamic, Mexican. You just we're in hell. Let's put it this way. We don't have a nation anymore. We have nations with an S. And they're all influenced within countries. France is now, just read it to you, 750 small pockets across France. There are countries within countries. 750 of them just in France. France is what? No bigger than probably the upper East Coast, Maine and following states. I mean, we're looking at a takeover, a takedown of the U.S. in the world through small countries. They're trying to fry up all this stuff. I have no idea why they're trying to do this except to keep their eye off of them and onto the, black against white, Muslim against Europe. Let's go down the list. I mean, and Islamic against Muslim, and let's keep these people fighting against themselves, and they will never recognize us, the 1%ers making all the buku bucks off of all this. And that's the only thing I can see. Really, that's the only thing I can see. I have no idea why they're doing it, except that is really the only reason that would be logical, is they want us not to focus on them, the ones that run the whole caboodle. And That's the only thing I can think of. I mean, really. Any other ideals out there? Anyone that knows that this is not happening or knows that it is happening and need to talk? Venezuela is suffering severe shortage of food, which has been placed under military control. There are reports that thousands of people have stood in shopping lines, and some are sleeping in line to keep their places. Bloomberg, January 10th. There we go. I mean, the one percenters are running all this. They don't have the right as psychopaths to run anything. But there you go. Video. U.S. war on drugs is not what it appears to be. The CIA has been one of the largest smugglers of illegal drugs in U.S. history. The decades ago long war
Are you
on
back?
drugs has become
Are you back?
Yes, I'm back. I'm back here. I'm sitting here reading the headlines, and these are just blowing me away. You have to watch this over to see all these headlines that are just so corrupt. I mean, you have the CIA, the biggest drug dealer in history, working out there. Blows me away.
Well, you know how they are.
Well, I know how they are. Yes, I do. I mean, Air America, the movie, is basically tells you how they brought up cocaine and heroin into the U.S. through military aircraft, and they do that all the time. It's not nothing new now. It's well known. Everyone knows that the CIA doesn't get a paycheck from the government. There's nothing that says U.S. Treasury or anything on it. They just get paid off, and that's how it works. I mean, blows me away. I'm kind of upset, kind of satisfied that I knew many years ago that this was happening, and now it's public, and it's coming out in the public now. I just wonder how the people are going to respond. Are they really going to respond to it, just like watching
Probably
the
not.
mainstream media? No.
I figure most
I think
people are
most people are probably, man,
they're not
they're
gonna
not gonna
continue to live their lives.
live their lives.
For some reason,
For
I
some
can hear
reason, I
myself.
can hear myself.
Audio Hellbinder. Do you have your headset?
Oh, I got my speakers on. Let me turn them down a
Could you
little.
turn them down just a little bit?
Okay.
There you go. I can't hear me anymore as long as you can still hear me.
Oh, I can still hear you. I
Okay.
broke my
Yeah. I guess what I'm
earphones.
thinking is
Yeah.
most of us are probably going to continue to live on. You know, that we've determined that there's not a lot we can do to change the picture. That it's better just to live, I guess. Like, for instance, today is boat day. I'm working on my old 59 boat. You know, I can't do anything about the CIA as much.
Oh, true. You can't really do anything about them. I mean, they're their own organization, their own government, basically. I mean, they have their own rules, and they're out there. I mean, it's like the FBI is in challenge with the Home Security, and Home Security took their jobs away, so they're out there making pansies out of anyone they can find, like the guy in Ohio, 20-year-old. He couldn't afford to buy the guns, so the FBI agent said, "Well, I'll buy the guns for you." And he did, and 600 rounds. And I sit back there and go, "Oh, look at that." Imagine that. He met that guy on Twitter or something, and was able to make him into something that he could wave a flag above his head saying, "Look, the FBI is doing their job. We're finding terrorists." No, you're not. You're making them. What the hell? It's funny. It actually is. It's very funny. You think about it. It's a joke. But it's a serious joke to them. I mean, wow. So that's what's going on. Bunch of stuff like that. Bunch of hooligans out there, and they call themselves government agencies, the alphabet soup, and they're not really doing anything. They're just getting paid and they have a job. Hmm. It's kind of reminds me of myself.
Well, you know, at the end of the day, we're all glad to have one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anything new? If anyone out there, anything I didn't hear? I've been reading off the headlines for the last hour, so I've been informed on this. I'm reading G. Edward Griffin's headlines. This is great. He's great on his headlines. I mean, he gives headlines, tells you where it came from, and gives a little, commentary to it. And that's what I do. I just turn around and give the commentary back. Like this one. Financial analyst Ann Bernhardt says that Citigo is adding an astonishing 10 trillion per quarter to its derivatives portfolio. 10 trillions. In the event of a drop in value, this is covered by the FDIC, which transfer high-risk derivatives to the U.S. taxpayers. The largest private shareholder of Citigroup is Prince Alawi bin Talal bin Abdulaziz Assad. Mr. Saudi Arabia. Benhard thinks that Citigroup, on behalf of the U.S. government, is laundering money to Saudi Arabia to compensate the oil producer in its current drop in prices, which is engineered by the U.S. government as an economic strike against Russia and Venezuela. This is from Barnhart Biz, January 10th. And that came right out of an article right there. You can read it. I mean, it's out there. And they're doing this stuff. It just blows me away. Absolutely. And that was the end of the news for this week on the G. Edward Griffin's Unfiltered News from the Reality Zone, where political correctness is not spoken here. And they just come out and just tell you, oh, look at this article, look at this article. These are major mainstream articles coming out and just saying all this stuff. And if people don't catch them because the mainstream media on the TV doesn't cover it, well, you're not going to know about it. You're just not going to know what's going on around us, because they're paid just to speak the government lingo, whatever the government wants them to tell you. Amazing, but just the same. It's I mean, I've just sit back and I'm just in amazement watching the government do its thing. It's not our government. It's somebody else's, a fascist government, I guess, a corporation's government. The government is ran by corporations. I think it was either Stalin or Mussolini that said that fascism is when corporations run the government. I can't remember which one it was offhand. Trying to think of it. But we are under such a system. It's unreal. And we're still under it. And we haven't stopped it. We're not able to stop it. We can't stop this. They're just out of control. Psychopaths running the government. And that's almost the very truth of it. Time for a shot of rum, spiced rum, just for S&Gs. Oh, that's good. I discovered a new drink. Rum and orange juice, known as a rum screwdriver. It's tasty, really tasty. If you want to try something different, try a rum and orange juice. It's kind of mango tasting with the orange juice. It's different, and I use spice rum in the ingredients, or just plain white rum. I use the spice rum. It tastes really good. It's one of those drinks out there. In fact, I got this drink guide that tells me all types of stuff. How to make a Amarillo stone sour and almond mocha. You take 1 cup of hot chocolate and 1/2 ounce of Amarillo. You partially fill the hot chocolate. You can use an instant powdered mix. Add 1.5 ounce of Amaretto and top with whipped cream. You can have that. It's called almond mocha. That's interesting. I go through this book every once in a while just see what I can mix with whatever liquor I come home with, and you got your gin and tonic, Girl Scout cookie. Now, Girl Scout cookie is interesting. It's 1/3 ounce of Frangasilia, 1/3 of cream de mint, and 1/3 ounce of Bailey's. Shake, mix completely. Serve chilled in a shot glass. There you go. I mean, I got the entire bartender's guide here. I can do my own bartending with that book. So, how's everything happening with everyone out there? I mean, I know you're working on your boat. I mean, it's got to be a wonderful thing to have a boat, have something you can sell in. I just watched Black Sails for
You got to do is go get it. Go get the fucking boat, Spellbinder. Working on drawing out right now. I'm going to cut it, and I'm going to build a sun deck here and put twice the size motor in it that used to have.
Wow. Yeah, you could be a pirate like in Black Sails.
I am a fucking pirate, yo.
I like the country western song about that. There was a country western guy. I can't remember his name. It's on YouTube. I've watched the video where he's out there and he lost his job and everything, and he decided, I'm going to be a pirate. I'm going to sail the 7 seas. Yeah, I'm going to be a pirate. That's what I'm going to be. And he goes out there after the 1%ers and their boats and robs them. Oh, it's a fun song. Yeah, that's a fun country western song. That's the only one. Some of the few country westerns I really like. I mean, there's something like that. I'm going to be a pirate. I'm going to sail the 7 seas. Yeah, I'm going to be a pirate. That's what I want to be. Oh, I can't remember the singer's name. He has one of those off names that I can't remember in country western. And, I can look it up though. There's no problem with that. Oh, want to be a pirate. All you do is put that in YouTube and it'll come up. I want to be a pirate. Oh, there it is. It's Well, what is his name? I want to be a pirate. There it is. It's make the walking the plank.
On Wall Street and in Washington too. You know it makes me wonder what's a guy on Main Street to do. Always tried to be an honest, upstanding kind of guy. But I must admit lately I thought about giving something else a try. Oh, I want to be a pirate. I want to sail the seven seas. Yeah, I want to be a pirate. I want to do just what I please. When I need some money, I know just what I'll do. I'll take it from those same slick black cats from me. And then I'll make them walk the plank. I lost my factory job after 15 years of working for the man. I said someone in China can do it better than I can. So I got more education, thought I'd have some security, and now I've been laid off, another victim of this bad economy. Oh, I want to be a pirate. I want to sail the seven seas. Yeah, I want to be a pirate. I want to do just what I please. When I need some money, I know just what I'll do. Take it from those same slick boys, stole it from me, and then I'll make them walk the plank. So while the bankers, brokers, and politicians party on like nothing's wrong, the rest of us down here are trying our best just to carry on. And our homes, they're worth less today than they've ever been. Forget about retirement, we'll all be working till we're old, man. In the end, I just can't do it. Can't live out my fantasy. So now I'm flipping burgers. My boss, well, he's just 18. And still, I want to be a pirate. Oh, I wish I were a pirate. Guess I'm just too damn scared to be a pirate. Hey, you're surprised with that?
There you go. That's what it's all about. I want to be a pirate. Ah, it's such a voice of the pirate Nick Nicholson. Nick Nicholson is the pirate. Yeah, Nick Nicholson's song. I guess that's who it is. I want to be a pirate. I want to sail the seven seas. Oh, I want to be a pirate. That's just what I want to be. Oh, fits in great. Today's people. Yeah. In 2008, a story I heard in Economic Trends inspired me to write I Want to Be a Pirate. The lyrics sat in a drawer until I heard a song with similar theme. They're shutting down Detroit. It was time to put it was time to put I didn't mean that to come out. Oh, that just suddenly came from nowhere. Yeah, he say heard a song with a similar theme. They're shutting down Detroit. It was time to put music to the pirate. For more on I Want to Be a Pirate, visit us at make the make them walk the plank.com. Make them walk the plank. Ah, okay. It automatically went to another video for some reason, my pirate song collection. I don't know why it went there. Sunday Speak with Emily Sputot was invited. Well, let's see if I can get you. Oh, I already have it listed. You should be here. Where are you at? Ah, I'll probably get tagged for that. Oh, you put a song up there. Oh my golly, you put a song. Well, this guy probably doesn't really care. I mean, I've never heard it on country western stations or anything, so I mean, he's probably happy that I shared it with people. I, I want to be a pirate. I look at it that way. I look at him and go, well, you know, it's just like a radio station in some respects. I've heard that they have to pay some gratitude to the record companies for music that they put out there. But then again, I look at it going, you know, you're advertising for these singers and these groups. I mean, you're actually advertising for them. How many people have ever heard, I want to be a pirate? Really? I mean, have you ever heard of it? Did you ever hear of this song? I just happened to come across it because I listened to Mike Rivero, and it was one of his bumper music songs. And I looked it up, and sure enough, I was able to find it and go, yeah, I like this song. I like this country western song. I want to be a pirate. It was just one of those songs out there you just wanted to hear. Anyways, anybody want to come on board, come on there, say something, talk, whatever. Open topics. What do you want to talk about? Talk about gold, silver, whatever. Right now I'm looking at silver rising. It's a good thing. Gold's rising since the dollar's collapsing, and gold's going to rise. I mean, we can talk about the dinar. We can talk about the darling over in South Korea are going to rise because they're all in bricks now. They're all starting to go to brick, and brick is turning the oil dollar off. Everyone's going to brick, and brick is big. That's a big thing, where they're trading amongst their own currencies and no longer going through the great and mighty dollar bill. I mean, it's something that's happening. It's being allowed. I have people who are investing in the dinar and stuff. They're actually, you know, for $100 they're getting $1 million in dinars, and it's going to go up, and all this stuff is happening. And when all this stuff occurs, everything's going to be okay again. But I can't see that. I really don't believe it. I disbelieve illusion. If anything, I should have been in on the Swiss franc, which went up 30% within hours. Within hours, it went up 30% once they detached themselves from the euro. They just left the euro, and it went up 30% in value. That was the best thing that Swiss has ever done. Switzerland has ever done is get away from the euro. That was a good thing. It's kind of like the Iceland incident where Iceland separated from all their banksters, and suddenly their money's worth more now too. And everyone is profiting from it because it's under the government control and not under private banking control. which is what's causing all these problems, is the private banking. I mean, you have private banksters out there. Well, no more than mobsters. I mean, what are you going to do if you're not attached to them? You're going to make profit because they're not getting a piece of the action anymore. And that's what the whole thing's about, is not letting them get the piece of the action. We don't want them to have the action. We want us to have the action. And that's where we're standing right now, is do we continue with the banksters and all this war machine stuff and having a World War III with Russia or China, which we can't possibly defeat if we get both of them together? We end up like Nazi Germany again, and the U.S. flag becomes a swastika. Just telling history, just telling history. Look what their flag became. The swastika became an example of evil in the world. Well, the red, white, and blue is going to become that too if we continue on our course and go in world war with any of these big countries out there. We're going to be the next Nazi Germany, the Fourth Reich that fell. I mean, that's basically what we became. We allowed all these Nazis to come into our country due to knowledge that they had, and they took over the government in its own way and said, well, look how Hitler worked. It was great. No, it wasn't. Look at Hitler now. He went to Argentina and died an old man. Yeah, he escaped. He went down to Argentina and died an old man. Now, people don't know that, but he escaped. That wasn't his body. It was burned in the bunker because they couldn't identify it, because it was burned in the bunker. I mean, it was burned to a crisp. And he went down to Argentina and lived his life out. There was a picture that came out of him when he was 89 years old or 90 years old or something like that before he died. And, I mean, it was him. His little mustache was gray, and he was, had this French cap on to keep his head warm. And he was all in a blanket and stuff. I mean, it's out there. I mean, you can find a picture of Hitler at 90 years old. That was supposedly him, and they said that, yeah, he escaped and got away, and no one hunted him down because he was playing a role with the Catholic Church and others, and he was playing a role, and he got his escape and freedom from Germany. Germany was set up to make money for both sides of the banking industry, because how bankers work is they get us into a war. They supply money to the enemy, and then they supply money to the allies, and then whoever wins or loses, they both have to pay back the banks, and that's how this is working. It's a wonderful way of making money, I guess, but be the person on the giving side of it is not that great. I mean, on the receiving side, yeah, it's great on the receiving side, but we're not on the receiving side of any of this that's coming down the pipe. And you're going to have to wake up, say no. 300 million at least stand up and say no to our government, and we can get over this. We can bypass the Third World War if we haven't already been involved in a form of it with all these Middle East wars. Some reason we're kind of involved in a third war, and it can only be pumped up or hyped to a full-blown nuclear third world war, and that's kind of like what we're after in the U.S. here. I'm sorry, I'm not involved in it. I don't want to be involved in it. I mean, what we're doing is wrong. We shouldn't have to be where we're at right now. We shouldn't be standing in the, the presence or the presence of this new war. We shouldn't even be here. Our country shouldn't even be involved in anything outside of its own country. They warned us of this. The forefathers warned us that if you get involved in outside, agreements and other things, we will end up in another war overseas that we have nothing to do with. Well, that was World War I and World War II. And on the precedence of the edge, I should say, let's make that word, edge of a third world war. And we're right on the edge of it. If we're not already in such a predicament that we're going to have to fight, send our children off to be thrown on the bayonets of our enemies. And it's just, I thought we shouldn't have to be there. Our children shouldn't have to go through that. We're too mature, too advanced to get involved in something that is set back to 1950s thought in government. And that's only because the people in government are from the 1950s. They're all these Democrats and Republicans. They're all thinking back in the day, 1950s and stuff. And they're trying to continue this into the 21st century, where it's not going to work. We're in the 21st century. We're way evolved above war and stuff. But yet they think that they can trick us with this card, the terrorist card. Yeah, I know the lady who presented this, who knew Braun, and he told her that they're going to throw the terrorist card out there. We're in the middle of the terrorist card. The next one's going to be the extraterrestrial card. I'm just wondering when that's going to flare up. When they're saying we're being invaded from far beyond, and we got to defend ourselves. Let's all gather together to defend ourselves against aliens. Well, that's the next card. But this terrorist card's working fairly well for them. But we're starting to wake up to it. We're starting to see through the veil of this card, and it's not working. It's false flags. All of it's false flags. They killed this guy off in his shop in Paris is a false flag. There's much evidence to point out a false flag than there is a reality that was done by Muslims because they went against Allah and they made these comic strips. Hell, they make comic strips about Christians all the time. Do we go out and kill the people that do that? Hell no. Why would they? Why would they? And they're not fanatics, not offhand. They're just people of religion like we have. And I don't know. I mean, it's really mind-boggling, absolutely mind-boggling that we're sitting in the pessimism of the edge of this new world order. And then we're going to introduce it once they get control of everything, guns and everything. I don't think they'll ever get control of guns. There's too many of them out there. Too many people pissed off. And they're just waiting on the opportunity that they come on their property to put them down. That's just basically it. Come on my property with guns to come after me, I'm going to take you down. And that's what these gun owners are actually thinking, that because constitutionally they can't. It's legal for them to protect their property and their family. Every home is a castle. And that's the way it was set up. Every home's a castle. Property and everything is your castle. You're all dukes. You're all royalty. in that respect of the Constitution. And if you let these people come on your property and just grab you and take you off and torture and kill you, then is that America? No, it has never been America that way. But yet they're trying to get everyone used to it. Trying to get everyone used to it. Scary, isn't it? It should be scary. Should all be afraid. Should be afraid of everything is government, because right now the government is the enemy. They're not peaceful anymore. They're not civil. They're not the guys in the blue shirts that come around to help you get a cat out of a tree or something. Oh no, they're there to pull guns first and ask questions later. And that's the way they've been set up. They've been taught this way. I've heard the Mossad was sent over here to teach our policemen how to act, how to conduct police activities. What they're teaching is totally opposite of the Constitution and totally unbiblical. You have to remember that the Mossad is not Christ-driven. They're Antichrist-driven. And they don't believe. They don't believe. They don't care. All they care about is what the government tells them to do. Government says, go out and kill this person. Oh, that's marching orders. And they're out there and they're doing what they're supposed to do. I've never seen anything more. You have to remember. Let me turn my volume down again. Okay, go ahead. I don't have earphones, so don't care about it. I do have earphones, actually. Let me plug these in. I actually got some earbuds I can plug in and shut these speakers off so you don't have any feedback or anything. Working on it. Working. The plug is all tangled up. I round this up nicely. Okay, my microphone is my camcorder or my webcam, and I'm going to put these earphones in, and they should shut up everything else. Even these are microphone earphones. They should work the same. Okay, I'm going to pull them in. Okay. Go ahead. What do you have to say? Okay. Are you there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you over the speakers, not now with the earphones yet. I'm going to have to make an adjustment real quick.
Call me.
Okay. I'm going to have to get some regular earphones. Oh, I know why that happened. Never mind. Just having a brain fart. Hang on here a second. Okay. There you go. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. All right. What do you have to say?
Oh, I was just listening to you, and keep going. I mean, I was listening to some of it. It sounded pretty good. I was agreeing with most of it. I think your speakers are creating feedback.
Okay, I'm trying to resolve that problem right
Do
now.
you have the speakers pointed at the microphone?
No, they actually pointed away, and it's coming through my cam. It's on top of my screen.
Is it somebody else? Is it the? Are you Paul?
No, I'm Spellbinder.
Is Paul on mute?
Paul is on mute, I think. He's working on his boat, so he's kind of there and not there.
Oh. Okay, maybe it's me. It never happens in the group. I'm sorry.
That's it. I'm working on trying to get
What's the matter?
my
You getting echo?
earphones to work.
What?
It sounds good. I don't get any echo over here. Oh no, I am. I'm getting a hell of an echo. I apologize.
You've got some echo, Paul. You might want to mute your stream.
Okay, is anybody watching two versions of this?
No, it's Chuck that has.
Hey, Jason, do me a favor. Just hit mute real quick. Go ahead and just mute your microphone and let's see if the echo.
Okay, I can try to mute.
Hello.
At least then we can narrow it down where it's coming from. You know what I mean? So
Well,
if your microphone is muted right now, there is no echo. So we know that it's coming from you. So you might just want to hit mute if you're not talking, and that'll take care of it.
There you go.
Yeah. So, what's up, y'all? What's going on?
How's it going?
Nothing much.
I'm on that side of the boat where I can't reach this thing, so I'm going back on mute. But just so y'all know, if I don't answer quickly, because I'm over there.
Well, what are you doing exactly?
Taking off all of the little metal bits and started sanding down the boat, getting the fiberglass ready to recondition, and yeah.
Okay.
So
Cool.
it's sanding day.
Yeah, Jay Stevie was having a show earlier when I was trying to get you in it, man.
Packers are winning, huh?
Well, I don't watch football, man. So I wouldn't know.
All right.
Spellbinder, on mute. There you
Okay.
go. There you go.
I'm trying to get these earphones to work.
Yeah, plugs to me. Damn,
where's my speaker control?
So what's the topic of discussion? Talking about? Oh, there goes the delay.
Anything. Oh, I can't find my speaker control. That's unusual. Looking for my speaker control. Can't find it. It's gone. What the heck happened? Wow.
Is Spellbinder? Who's running this? Oh, man.
I am.
Oh, man.
Spellbinder's running this.
Oh, okay, cool.
And
Okay, I'm gonna put. Do you guys hear me? Do anybody else hear an echo?
Yeah, you're probably getting one because my speakers are on and I'm using my webcam as a microphone. And I'm trying to find my speakers right now. Show icon notification. Can't get my speaker function to come on. That's blowing me away. Okay, I got my speakers totally turned down. And I'm trying to get into my speakers. And I'm having trouble. Interesting. Okay. That should have done it. High definition.
I appreciate you helping me out. All right, brother. Take it easy.
Okay. I'm on my headphones now. That should help.
Okay.
Get me echoes.
So what you guys been talking about?
Oh, about the news.
About pirates and being on a boat.
Yeah, well, that was I Want to Be a Pirate. A good country western song.
Cool.
It's not that bad. It's pretty good. It just goes out and says he lost his job and he thought about being a pirate, going out on the seven seas. And
Are you a songwriter?
oh, not me. No, it was this country western writer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought you guys had some. You guys were talking about something before. I clicked on. I was listening to something, and then I came in. You guys weren't talking about anything.
Oh no, we're in between subjects right now. Yeah, we're kind of in between subjects. What do you want to talk about? What
Yeah,
do you got?
Chuck, this is the way.
You got
Here's the way.
anything new?
This works, Chuck. Here's what I do. I walk away for 20 minutes and I work on a project. Then I come back and I throw a topic at Jason and he starts talking about it for the next 15 minutes to keep me entertained. So if you have an idea that you'd like to bring to the class, by all means do so.
Well, what's the theme? I mean, I forgot. I don't have it in front of me. Like usually, there's some kind of debate topic, or I saw there was kind of like a New World Order theme going, so that's what interested me.
Oh, all right, cool. He wants to talk about the Illuminati.
Illuminati. Here we go. Oh, the Illuminati. Oh, what great beasts they are. Anyways, yeah, the Illuminati. We can talk about that. We can talk about anything, actually. I mean, we talk about the UFO was spotted by the space station, and they shut the transmission down 15 minutes after it happened, and it was pretty wild. There was 15 minutes later they shut down the transmission of it, and this guy caught screenshots of the spacecraft, which is pretty interesting. That was on Yahoo News, and I went to Yahoo News and I saw that and I'm like, oh, I gotta check this out. And sure enough, this guy has a picture they screenshot off of NASA's live feed of the ISS, and It had a spaceship. It just came right up in front of the camera. It looked like a chevron. You know, like a,
Yahoo News, so ancient.
oh, but it came up on there. They said they came out later the next day talking about Disclosure TV. It's now recognized it. MUFON's recognized it. And they say, yeah, that's natural. They always do that. Every time there's something interesting happening, like a UFO or something, they shut the cameras off. That's what they were saying. And they actually are looking into it and believing it, that this is a real UFO that just appeared in front of the camera. I mean, this thing was twice the size of the ISS, and it just kind of moved up into the screen, and there it was. It's green in color with black. It kind of scaled.
Are you
kind of
showing
like
it?
scales on it.
You can
Huh?
screen share it.
I should have downloaded that, and I didn't, because I was waiting for more confirmation.
I've never been like the biggest. I always felt like Area 51 was more of like a weapons thing than a. I'm just so like. I don't know. I feel like the universe is so infinitely it's so freaking big, and just to get here from as that far away. I just feel like it would take so long. I don't think there's like any reason to come here, but
And that's the local galaxy. I mean,
like
they may be local. I mean, they may be from planets that are nearby, like Mars, the moons of Jupiter, Saturn. They could be.
I mean, I'm
from
open to it.
there.
It's just so hard for me to believe it, Like, I feel like, I even feel like us being on Mars is bullshit, And I even feel like us going to the moon is bullshit, I just don't feel like, I think we can stay up there where the satellites are and the space station is. I just don't feel like we've gone that much farther.
I
We can
have,
always sign up for the trip to Mars. You can always sign up for that.
yeah,
The trip to
you can
Mars.
sign up for that.
Yeah.
One-way trip. One-way trip.
Yeah, you can
go
sign
there,
up
you
for it,
come
and
back.
you can sign up for it, but I mean, no one's going to Mars.
Paulie signed up for it, didn't you?
No, I'm saying I could sign up for anything. I guess that doesn't mean it's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
No, I know what you're saying, man.
I mean, there's a lot of shit you gotta fly through just to get to the moon, really.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you have to go through the Van Allen belts.
Yeah. So I just feel like the whole moon landing was just part of the Cold War. It was all flexing. I have a weapons delivery system that's going to reach you. See, I can get to the moon, and we got there first. And really, in the space race, Russia, they did everything before we did,
And had a lot of failures and a lot
Right.
of successes. And
So, people are just, I mean, I think you should watch the news, kind of figure out how the news is told, and you can kind of get the real story from watching the news, but you're never going to get the real story from watching the news.
oh, no, that's MSM.
That part of the whole thing, a part of the
Media.
the distraction is the whole alien thing. I think, and it also makes conspiracy theory people look a little silly, and I think that's part of it, because personally, like, I'm not gonna. There's a lot of stuff that comes down the chute that I'm not just gonna believe every little thing that comes down. I want to. Some stuff is so absurd, and some stuff is absurd on the other side of it. Like, if you talk about 9/11 and it being an inside job, I mean, you debate with people that think that 9/11 was really what they say it is, and they can't debate with you. They can't answer the 5 or 6 fundamental questions about it. You know, they just don't want to even talk about it. We're stupid, you know, or I'm stupid, you know. But and then you get associated with, you know, Mars attack scene, you know, Area 51 thing, and it's just not fair because, you know, everything's a conspiracy theory if you think about it.
Well, be careful of Area 51, man. They're serious about that shit.
Yeah, but Area 51 is, I mean, yeah, they're serious about it because they're testing weapons there. You know, it's like Redstone Arsenal or any other military facility. It's a, you know, it's shrouded in mystery. You know?
I read a news story about this. They have these Area 51 tour buses where they don't go to Area 51, but they go outside of Area 51. And one of the tour buses actually went inside Area 51 and it was carrying a few tourists, and they were serious, man. They got their guns out and shit and fined the people. The only person that got fined was the driver. Luckily, the tourists didn't get fined, but yeah, crazy shit, man.
Yeah, because it's classified information in there. You don't think that? I mean, think about how silly that is. That they would keep that. I mean, it's there.
There is actually a
Don't cross
place.
the line.
There is actually a place 2 miles from Area 51 known as S4, and that's where they keep the UFOs in a mountainside, and it opens up, and the mountainside 45-degree hangars open up, and they drop down, they open up, and the UFO go out, do their stuff, experimentation or whatever they're doing with them. They come back, and it closes back up when they get back in there.
Yeah, see, there's probably like some like hangar, like you said, near Area 51, and they've been testing drone technology for 30 years, and everybody thinks they're UFOs. It's just, I mean, and that's the thing that really makes, you know, I kind of feel like it kind of disenfranchises us, you know, when we talk about 9/11 and we talk about the military-industrial complex and we talk about the Federal Reserve. And then we get lumped into like all these people, and then they're sitting there laughing at us because they know that they're testing drone technology out of Area 51 now for the last 30 years, and they're like, oh my God, they think that the Predator drone is a UFO, you know?
Okay, I just now posted on the group chat the website that shows the UFO this guy caught while he was watching the live feed, and he made screen captures of it. And
so how do you know for sure it's not a man-made vehicle?
it
How
could
do
be.
you know what the Air Force is developing?
Well, and I would just like to throw in too, UFO simply means unidentified flying object. It's
Okay.
become so common in
Yeah.
pop culture when we say UFO, and everybody's like, oh, it's an alien.
Right.
And they jump to these old Cold War reports where it's like, okay, like for one thing, during the Cold War, of course, the every government in the Western world was watching the skies for espionage and attacks. So every time they take a report, it's their job as the government to document it. And if they can't say, okay, it was a Cessna, a Piper, a commercial jet, a military airplane, they're going to document it as a UFO, an unidentified flying object. So nowadays, and I'm not talking about conspiracy theorists in general, but these UFO people, they'll grab these documents and say, look, they've been hiding UFO reports, but nowhere in those reports you'll ever find the word alien spacecraft. That's what I want to see. I've seen thousands of photos and pictures of
Exactly.
UFOs. I've never once seen an alien spacecraft yet. That's what I'm waiting for.
Exactly, it could be anything, man.
Yeah, it just doesn't pass the sniff test, is what I'm saying. It sounds like it's just like for me, you know, I'm agnostic, so Christianity, the whole religion, it doesn't pass. You know, it just doesn't. Nothing like I've ever seen before in that book, you know, reveal, you know, has anything to do with my reality. So it just doesn't work for me. You know what I mean? And just like UFOs, to me, it just seems so absurd. Is there? I don't know. I feel like when people don't realize how big the universe is, you know, when they say stuff like that, you know, and what would be why would we keep that a secret for 60 years? What would be the ulterior motive to keep that a secret? It just makes no sense whatsoever.
Well, some of the thought on that is that they did have an encounter when our president, or is he, before Truman, I think it was either him or someone else. They went to New Mexico, and they landed on a base there, and they said, "Take your instruments and see if you can penetrate our ship." They went out there with all types of instruments and stuff and tried to cut the shell of the ship, and then they suddenly discovered they couldn't do anything to them. And they got feared. The priests were there. They were all crying and stuff. They were. I mean, they said what will cause panic. And then Star Trek came out. Now that's the new thing, the Star Trek series. And Star Trek came out and said, we're going to introduce you to aliens slowly. So when you start seeing these things, you're not going to be afraid of them. You're not going to be like, 1930 or whatever, when Orson Welles did his radio show and people were out shooting, actually shooting
Yeah,
water
the
towers
problem
and
with
stuff.
that kind of stuff, though, Spellbinder, is that it's kind of anecdotal and it's all like hearsay. You know what I mean? Like,
Totally.
you hear a story of a ship that couldn't be penetrated or a metal that's been found, but it's not like any of this stuff's on display in the Smithsonian. Like, I mean, yeah, sure, okay, there might be truth to the story, there might not be, but I mean, it's just a story. And like, the whole Project Bluebeam with shows like Star Trek to condition us and things. I mean, I have yet to see actual evidence that this show is run by the government as a government, operation, other than, people just making that claim. I mean, I'm pretty sure that if there are aliens visiting our planets, they're not beautiful blue women that we can bang. So I don't know exactly what Star Trek was preparing us for, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Star Trek was just like any other adventure series, like 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea or anything like that, Robinson Crusoe. But they were making movies about space and space travel in silent films,
Oh, yeah.
So Star Trek wasn't the first. They weren't really. I guess they had the first sci-fi TV show. Maybe.
They had
Actually,
the special effects.
It was
They
just
had
one of
the
those things
special
that
effects.
which was crazy. Just one of those things.
Yeah, I think there was a show in the 50s that was before Star Trek that was, remember the guy with the robot that walks around? Yeah, there was shows about
Forbidden Planet and all kinds of movies and stuff like what I mean. It was just it was just where it was at that time. That's just kind of what appealed to. And really, the show dealt more with like social issues of the present day in the '60s and that. Like a lot of them were like thinly veiled commentary on racism and segregation that was going on with the equal rights movements and things like that. Remember the episode with the guy with half his face was black and the other half was white, and he's chasing the other guy that's the opposite.
Right.
That was all just a big commentary on different issues and stuff like that. But yeah, exactly. You brought up a good point though about that there are real conspiracies, and I've had quite a reputation around YouTube of going pretty hard at the truthers myself, but that is true, though. There are real conspiracies, and I always hate that dichotomy they put out there, whether it's UFO guys or it's the Sandy hoaxers or whoever it is. That just because you disagree with them, they instantly run to, oh, you believe everything the government tells you, but no, you don't believe everything the government tells you. You recognize that there's corruption, that there's problems. But what these people don't understand is when you have these big-time truther guys, and I'm not talking about just someone who makes a video about the news or has questions or whatever. That's all fine, right?
Yeah.
I'm talking about these big guys that are sensationalizing every headline that comes out.
Right.
The NYPD is part of a fucking hoax. The blah, blah, blah over here, it's a hoax. There's killings in Paris are a hoax. It's all just sensationalism to create AdSense and clicks and stuff.
Right.
And that's all fine and good, but what they don't get is they're distracting from real issues. Like, there's real things that people should be informed about, but unfortunately with this internet, which has so many great things, it comes with it so many bad things, and there's so much misinformation that it's hard to dig for the average person. They don't want to spend hours going through and site checking and checking footnotes and citing. They want something easy, right? So they're gonna swallow the stuff that comes out, and like you said, there's a lot of fucking stuff that goes around, like 9/11, right? There's a lot of funny stuff. There's weird questions. There's no question in my mind that the government at the very least exploited it to get a foot into fucking Saudi oil and shit. I mean, that's what the real story is. But then no, they want to sensationalize it and go on about fucking the Jews and the fucking
it's crazy.
and they never consider that it would be such a huge, whether it's UFOs or whatever, such a huge coordinated effort to pull off these conspiracies that it's just so unrealistic. Like it's just beyond comprehension what really could be pulled off.
Yeah, I mean, some people go ahead. Oh, I was just going to say, some people just blow it way out of proportion. Like, don't get me wrong, people have a right to question things, because I don't think everything is as it is. People have a right to question things, but some people just blow it way out of proportion.
Yeah, I feel like I don't know. I just feel like there's, yeah, I don't know how to really put it, to be honest with you. Yeah, we shouldn't all be lumped into the same. I mean, personally, it's like the Masons, for example. I know people that are Masons. I don't think that everybody that's a Mason is a douchebag. You know what I mean? But I think that at the top, there are some powerful people there that are all networking with each other and keeping it in the family. You know what I mean? And that keeping it in the family culture that we have at the top in this country is not a good thing. I mean, yeah, so I mean, I don't think that everybody that's a low-level Mason is trying to take the world over.
Yeah, and I mean, that's a good point, too. I mean, the Bohemian Grove stuff and the blah, blah, blah. Look, rich guys help rich guys. I mean, they sit in these clubs, they smoke cigars, they sit in the hot tub, they rub each other's back, and everybody knows that's where deals get made. Sure. That's just the way the fucking world works, right or wrong or whatever. Yeah. It's not a secret that rich people will fucking get rich on the back of the common man. This has been going on since the beginning of fucking civilization. Yep. But these people act like everybody else is, quote, asleep to it, and that we're all these sheep that are just doing what we're told. But it's like, it's not a secret. It's just, there's certain checks and balances. Like, you got to keep your eye on it, but there's only so much you can fucking do about it. It's the way the world works. And I mean, I'm not saying be complacent, but it doesn't mean necessarily that they're Satan worshipers. I mean, you look in the 60s, right? Like, the rich people have nothing better sometimes to do with their money than participate in these weird, eccentric kind of things, privileged things that make themselves feel better. In the 60s, amongst movie stars and high-ranking politicians and that kind of knew each other in a certain circle, not all of them, would become Satanists. And they'd have orgies and smoke pot and pop pills and do acid. But were they really Satanists, like worshiping Satan? No. It was just a trendy thing that was taboo that they could all secretly be part of, and gave them an excuse to get fucked up on the weekends and fuck each other's wives. That's really what it was all about. But of course now you got a conspiracy theorist that ties some guy's bloodline into a group that was doing that was rich and famous, and say, look, they're worshiping Satan, and Satan's good, and then CERN's going to open portals, and Satan's army's going to come in and bring the reptilians and the FEMA camps, and it just goes out. Just, they show a receipt from FEMA camp. Look, they bought all these blankets and bottled water and plastic coffins. What are they planning for? Well, they're planning for disasters. That's their fucking job.
Hey, I don't want to go off topic or anything, but Spellbind, your face looks so naked right now without the goatee. You need to grow the goatee back, man. I'm just saying.
I think it knocks 10 years off you, Spellbinder. I think you should be styling.
Yeah, I'm that way too. Like, I roll my eyes when I see Alex Jones. Okay, so I've always had my own. I'm 40 years old, and I guess when I was in high school, I got that "Behold the Pale Horse" book. I'm sure everybody here's heard of it, right?
I think so. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. Well, it's a William Cooper novel. Well, it's not a novel, but it's a book, and it's got like alien conspiracy. William Cooper was a naval CIA agent.
Yeah, I know William Cooper. I'm aware of his.
Okay, well, that's his, greatest work that he ever did. It's called "Behold the Pale Horse," and it was a really hard book to get. I got it from like the one store that you could get in Atlanta when I was about 17. And a lot of the stuff in there looked like complete bullshit, and a lot of it looked like, you know, like I believe, you know, some of that stuff. And like one topic in there was called Operation Deadhead. Has anybody ever heard of Operation Deadhead?
Not me.
Okay.
No, I don't think so.
Well, you know what the steal your face symbol looks like, and people put those stickers on the back of their car. Well, in the 80s, Bush passed some kind of bill or something that made it where if you had that sticker on the back of your car, it was probable cause to pull you over and search your car for marijuana. You know, so you know he explained, you know, why they were doing that in the book, and it made sense. You know, and then some of the stuff in there about the aliens, shit makes no sense to me at all. And he's like the, you know, Alex Jones of 20 years ago. When you go and listen to Alex Jones, I mean, that guy is fucking crazy. Like 99% of the stuff that he says is just, like you said earlier, trying to sell. I mean, all he's doing is trying to sell Survivor gear on that show. And I've seen even people on Google Hangout trying to do the same thing, and they've got these commercials selling survival like shit you would get at REI or Dick's Sporting Goods, you know? And, I mean, that's not gonna fight, you know, that's not gonna accomplish anything. And at this point in my life, I'm 40 years old. I'm pretty much reserved to letting the next generation deal with this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know.
Exploiting what I know about how evil the world is.
I'm the next generation.
You're the next generation. Yeah.
But yeah, no, and Alex Jones is funny. I was saying this the other night. He's kind of like the Nickelback of the conspiracy theory world now. You know, no one admits to liking the band Nickelback, yet they sell millions of albums. You know, go ask anybody, you like Nickelback? No, I fucking hate them. And then they sell fucking 5 million albums. It's the same with Alex Jones. Like everybody that I talk to in the truther community nowadays, it's like a guilty little pleasure. I'm not saying you listen to him. I'm not calling you. I'm just saying in general, the people I talk to, everybody's like, oh, I don't listen to Alex Jones. It's like if you admit you listen to Alex Jones, everything you say is dismissed. Yeah, the guy still has fucking how many umpteen followers, right?
Oh, he's got a lot.
No, did you actually realize that Alex Jones may be Bill Hicks?
Oh, not this
And
again.
there's videos out there to prove it.
Here we go.
No,
To prove that he is actually not 35 but 45 years old, and he actually in his last video or his last Bill Hicks comedy thing he did back in the 90s was saying, well, he's going to take the, you know, this, this different trades of merchandise, and he's going to do that. And he was saying all this stuff, and then you suddenly see Alex Jones appear out of nowhere. Where did he come from? The guy they show on that video doesn't look nothing like Alex Jones. Alex Jones has a bigger, rounder head like Bill Hicks. He,
I mean, they
he's
look
not
alike,
the
and I
same
get
person.
that, but that's just so wrong on so many different levels. I mean, Bill Hicks has been dead for like 21 years.
Oh yeah, he faked his death. Supposedly is what this documentary video says on YouTube.
They do look alike.
I just look at it. I mean, I look at it and I go, yeah,
Look,
that could be
A
Bill
lot of
Hicks.
celebrities that look alike, though. You know what I'm saying? And all it takes is just one. I mean, we can all name probably 10 or 15 celebrities that look like each other that we can, mistake for each other. And someone's always said, "Oh, I bet you that's the same person." And that's how these rumors get started. You know, it's the same thing as the drones coming out of the side of the mountain, Area 51. Now,
What got me was the guy that does the or what is he? His name? He's in France, and he does he does news on RT and stuff. He's a financial person, and he was sitting there next to Alex Jones saying, "You're really Bill Hicks, aren't you? I know you were Bill Hicks. I know you were." Oh, quit it. I'm not Bill. okay, I'm Bill Hicks. And he admitted it right there.
That's not admitting it. That's him being facetious. I mean, that's like, I've seen, stuff on YouTube where, there's a video of Richard Nixon talking, and it's like, look, he's admitting that he killed Kennedy. And those are the kinds of things that, I mean, it's just, it's someone, yeah, Kennedy was definitely killed by someone other than Oswald, but it wasn't Richard Nixon. It's just freaking crazy. And I gotta wonder, like, is it them being creative and just throwing a wrench into the whole thing and making us make a whole?
Couldn't Bill Hicks sold out and took the persona of Alex Jones, and
Alex Jones just doesn't look 52.
I mean, look at this person. He got money somewhere to build his studio and everything. I mean, now he's popular. He has a studio bigger than Beck. Beck is envious of him. Beck wants to
find out how he got his
Beck
money,
moved down there in Texas, and he went to Houston. But Alex Jones is in the capital.
Hollywood death fakers, baby. Spellbinder did his research. He watched a YouTube documentary on it. He's ready. He's ready to take questions.
He's an expert on that shit.
Hey, Spellbinder, how do you explain the surgical scars behind Alex Jones' ears?
Yeah, that and the one on his neck where he had moles. That Bill Hicks had these moles on his neck, right? And they were surgically removed and blemished off to a point where you see a white mark instead of a black, mole.
That's a first one. That's the first for me. Bill Hicks and Alex Jones are the same guy.
Oh, there's a video out there. Just look up Bill Hicks is really Alex Jones. Just put that into the search engine, and you'll find that. And it's an awesome video. I mean, I sit there and I didn't think of that before, but after I watched that, I questioned Alex Jones is really Bill Hicks.
They have different teeth. I don't know.
No, they showed that. They actually showed his right tooth, or actually left. Was it right or left? I mean, when you're looking at the video, I mean, it's the opposite side.
Yeah.
Sticks out. This tooth sticks out. They actually point that out, that he has the same tooth protrusion on his right side, that you look at it, and it just blows me away.
It looks similar, but he'd had to have had a lot of work done. And he has
surgery. He did. He has
different teeth too. I mean, dude, I know what I'm talking about. That's what I do for a living.
Well, you have
guys,
to.
I gotta go get something to eat. It was really good talking to you guys, and we'll see you guys around.
Yep. See you later.
All right, later, man.
I'll look for that. I'll go there and put that up here. That video I found. This is like the NASA video I put up.
Spread the word.
And now I'll get that.
Look for Hollywood death fakers.
Hollywood death fakers.
That's what it's. You look for that. You'll get all the answers you need. So who are you going to vote for the next time around?
I'm not voting.
What?
No, I'm not going to vote. There's no
Throwing
Ron
your vote
Paul.
away.
There's no Ron Paul. Am
Oh,
I
come
going to
on.
vote for Jeb Bush and put the dynasty back in there? No, I'm not going to put a dynasty back in there. I'm
Vote
going
Democrat.
Gonna vote though, man.
Mitty? No, I'm not going to put him back
Yeah,
in
but
there.
You've got to vote though, man. It's the American right.
I
That's
just
right.
see evil. I just see evil, and I'm not voting for the lesser of evil.
But if you throw your vote away, you don't have a voice at all.
That's right. I'll leave the country. I will leave the country. There is no
Where are you
doubt.
gonna go? Where are you gonna go?
I'll give you refuge.
I'm going to go to Cat Island, where the cats are. Cat
Is that
Island.
is this just down the Pacific from Canary Island?
Well, it's down south of the Caribbean.
Oh, there really is a cat island.
Yes, it's called Cat Island, and it's 22 miles long and 6 miles wide. I'd be happy there.
Oh boy.
Cat Island. Meow.
And
Meow. Meow.
I'm just gonna stay in Canada. If anything breaks out, I'm pretty safe. Everybody forgets about us, so we're tucked up here. I'll just start driving north.
Wow. Didn't work.
Look at that handsome devil that Babs just put up on his avatar there. Who's that?
yeah,
Well,
Who's
looks
that
like a
guy?
young spellbinder. Who's that guy right there?
Like young stuff.
in a white hoodie with a knife
Back in the day.
hand. Yeah.
Back in the day. Yeah.
Young spellbinder.
Spellbinder of yesteryear. Where were you taking that picture? It looks like you're in a gymnasium or something like that. You got like a brick wall behind you. Is it a prison cell or something? What?
No, that's my picture of me in my apartment, and I decided to set the camera up on the thing and hit the button and stand back and do my pose.
Yeah, that's a
Nice.
daunting pose, man.
That's serious business right there.
I'd be scared, man. Oh shit.
I'm just saying, if I was lost in the woods, backpack, and it got dark, and it's at night, and I cut through, and I see a light up ahead through the mist and the trees, and I break through the shrubs, and I look, and there's a circle of people around a fire in robes, and fucking that guy is standing there staring at me. I don't know. I'd be kind of leery.
I got that. I got the entire outfit. It's made out of silk. It's nice. It's comfortable. It's the
I
most
bet.
comfortable robe I ever had.
Well, why
And it
don't you
was
put it
made-
on then?
Now I had this made by a guy at Bell Book and Candle in Las Vegas. He was a side guy, and he made, clothes for Elvis Presley, and I was impressed with that. And I said, "Well, I want you to take this and make me a robe." He says, "Sure." And $35 later, I had a robe after buying the silk, and it was like, wow, that's cool.
Well, you should put it back on then, spellbinder. Turn your camera on, get the robe out.
It's a comfortable robe. It's warm, made out of silk.
Wear it.
It's made out of silk. It's actually silk. And when I was into my magic using,
Looks like one of those fucking KKK
Oh,
outfits.
What's the significance of the staff and the dagger? What's that all about?
the
Explain that. Break
staff
that down.
is your handle on reality. The dagger is a thing to give to the demons when you conjure them. You pull the dagger out. I have a sword too.
All right, whoa, back up
Go down.
here. I just gotta want to get this straight. The staff symbolizes your grasp on reality, but on the other hand, you have a dagger to fight the demons, and you say you have a sword too.
It's like a
I don't know.
fucking,
It just seems kind of It just kind of seems.
it's like fucking Gandalf. It's like fucking Gandalf.
Yeah, it's Gandalf stuff. It actually is
Yeah.
Gandalf.
Lord of the Rings
It's
shit.
kind of like, and the dagger is what I used in my ceremonies to do the circle and everything. And I cut myself with the dagger going after a fly. I got a scar still from going after the fly. I went after the fly with the dagger. And I'm like, that was wrong.
What are we going to do with you, spellbinder?
I don't know. I got magic all through me. I mean, wow.
Got magic on that bloody staff right there.
Oh,
as long
that
as you,
staff was
as long as
awesome.
you don't have
Go
Jesus
ahead,
all up in
Norman.
you, you'll be. I said, as long as you don't have Jesus all up in you, you'll be fine.
I
You can have Jeebus, but not Jesus.
see. I'm a Gnostic, if you
Yeah,
want
we
to
know.
call it
We know.
with the G. You know,
We know.
Yeah.
I'm Gnostic. Therefore, all this stuff is open plain. You can do it. You can do all this. It doesn't have anything of God. God sits back and experiences. He doesn't get involved. The angels may get involved. That you
Ah, come on now.
Ah, there's angels. Oh yeah, there's Gabriel. There's
Okay, I got to do this, buddy. 2 words. Prove it.
prove it. How do you prove an angel?
Substantiate your claim. That's what he would say.
You can't make an outlandish claim without bringing evidence to substantiate it.
Yeah, substantiate.
There are these 4 angels, and they're out there. They still work for God because they're part of Him. They are in this tunnel. It's the same as we are, and they help us out. They're the good angels, I should say, good aliens. Give them a name. I don't know what to give them. The Bible calls them angels. They look like us. They have no sex, and they wander amongst us. I can't explain them more than that. They're out there.
You know a lot about something that you can't even prove exists. Just saying.
Well, I can. How you want me to prove that an angel exists? How many angels can balance themselves on the top of a pin?
Well, listen. I think what the question is. Let's change the question then. Why do you believe in angels? If you've never seen one, we can't observe one. Why do you believe that they exist? Why do you believe all that?
Right.
I know why.
Like, for instance,
He believes that, don't they?
if I say Bic lighters are real, I can hold it up and say, see, here's a Bic lighter. They're real.
Yeah.
So if angels are
But
real,
you can't.
prove it.
If angels are real, prove it. Okay. Do you want me to do a incantation to bring them to you and let them?
Hell yeah,
show
absolutely.
Yes. Yes.
If you
You
can do that,
really want this, don't you? I'm amazed. You may not be satisfied.
look, I'll tell you what. If you
but
can dial up one particular angel, there's one particular angel that I would like to speak with. His name is Bartleby. If you can send Bartleby to me, I want to talk to him.
Bartleby. I'm not familiar with Bartleby.
Really, Bartleby is the angel that went ahead and decided to imbibe in alcohol and fucking have a war against God. He convinced Loki to raise his flaming sword.
Oh, that demon, huh?
No, Bartleby is not a demon. Bartleby is an angel. He was not cast out of heaven. He was created as a watcher. He was not a devil. He was an angel. Bartleby. He was the brother of Loki.
Okay. Centaur, Mamaka, Bartleby, Kodada, Monodra, Mo, Ki, Ga, Wo. He should be there anytime. I don't know if you want him there, but I mean, he'll come there. He'll show you a sign because that's what angels do. They show.
All right, let me turn this camera on. I'm going to turn on the camera because if he shows up, everybody else should see it then too. So there you go. Camera's on.
Bartleby, commence.
Let me pull. He has a place to sit when he gets here.
All right. Let me concentrate a little bit. 1 month. Kanma Kula Kanante Ma Kulega. Okay, he'll be there. He may not be on time, but I just summoned him in the ace. Hell, he may come here.
Now, come on, that's a cop out. That's a cop out. Spellbinder, I gotta call you on that. That's a cop out. Saying he may not be on time because if he doesn't show up, you just say, "Oh, just hang on, he's coming." 10 years later, oh, he's coming. They work on a different time.
No. You have to understand. Their time space is different.
Right. So it might be like 50 years. It might be on your deathbed. Then you can say Spellbinder was right.
He's going to be there within the hour.
Okay, you heard it, Polly. Within the hour.
Within the hour, you're gonna have a witness. You have to witness that.
All right, look, if you can't produce Bartleby, could you do this instead? There's a particular choir of angels that are referred to as seraphim. Are you familiar with the seraphim? The
seraphim.
Like Metatron. Metatron, the voice of God. If you could send the angel known as Metatron, that would be pretty badass.
Oh God!
It's the only choir.
Here we go.
Poor God.
Here we go.
It's the only choir of angels that can, man. I need to talk to a seraphim. Metatron's my favorite.
Metatron, go on to him, where I speak to him. May he appear. Zata Wata Wandada Ula Manantaki. Zeraton. Appear. Oh, hell. I appear here since I'm doing the incantation on my side. You got two different deities going to either come here or go there. I don't know how to project it exactly over the internet. I mean, it's like, this is an experiment. Thank you. I get to experience an experiment.
You might end up with a basement full of angels.
Metatron up in the house. Woo!
Metatron.
That's him.
Appear. Here it comes. It's coming.
What the fuck was that?
You need to shave your head again, Paulie.
Wait. Just
what did you say to me, son?
Wait. Wait. It's coming. It's coming. Probably coming to us all.
I'm getting fuzzy again. Tomorrow is shave day.
Yeah, I need that bald head back.
It's time.
It's time to shave his head.
Yeah, I don't do that so often in the winter. It's just so goddamn cold, you know.
Oh yeah, you gotta keep your head warm. We think I have a ponytail.
You probably shouldn't ask me that.
You should grow yourself a ponytail. Yeah. Know why? Because the ponytail can be used as a scarf around the neck and keep you warm. Oh, you didn't know that? Oh yeah. It's all about the ponytail. And oh yeah, your angel is now arriving.
Striptease for Spellbinder's
The dogs aren't barking yet, so I don't think he's here.
Yeah.
Dogs are in base with him.
Beam me up, man.
Give it.
You need to grow that goatee back, Spellbinder.
I've done many miracles besides that. Call them miracles. I call them just actions. Actions that you can feel possessed. And the angel's there. He's standing by your side. Feel a chill yet? Here we come.
So secular, what's going on in the Kingdom of Canada these days, man?
No, not much. Just chilling, doing some stuff. I gotta cut out of here soon, actually. Get some shit done, you know. Just going out. That's
Yeah, I
about
went
it.
and played with the boat for a while earlier. Did some sanding on it, getting it ready
Oh,
for.
yeah. Did you ever get that ornament that Jay Stevio sent you, or
I have not yet.
no? It's in the mail.
Right.
Yeah, we had a show earlier on. Both of you forgot to come.
No, I came on. I was on this morning when he was talking to that fucking drunk.
Oh yeah, but he did a show later on.
Oh, yeah, no, I was probably asleep for that one, bro.
Oh, okay.
That and the goddamn Basement Wizard was doing a show. I had to come over here.
Basement Wizard.
Yeah, we got a little Sunday afternoon hocus pocus.
Yeah, I always have to come
Gotta
to Scotland.
focus.
Yeah.
Likes to focus.
Focus, focus, and focus. There we go.
There you go.
Yeah.
What happens if you mispronounce one of those words? Whoa. Uh-oh, the bullshit buzzer just went off, Spellbinder.
I hear it.
Uh-oh.
Well, what if when you're doing an incantation or a summoning or whatever the heck you're doing, and you mispronunciate some of the words? Won't that screw up the spell?
I don't make mispronunciation.
Well, the problem, I'm just, and I don't take this the wrong way. It's just I've seen you grapple with the English language, and I assume that's your first language. So I just kind of, when you start getting the ancient tongues and being precise, summoning demons and angels, and I'm just kind of,
Oh, that's
don't take it the wrong way.
not-
Don't take it the wrong way. I'm just kind of questioning,
Noctlian is a total different language. Noctlian.
I think it's Enochian, isn't it? It's called Enochian.
Noctlian.
Language. See, you don't even know how to pronounce it. What the hell? Dude, I don't know. I think you're playing with dangerous stuff. What if you go to call a money angel, and the next thing you know, you got a friggin' portal to hell on your toilet?
Sucks me in.
Try opening your third eye in the morning then.
Well, I like Bass. Bass is best. Bass. You know what Bass is, don't you? It's a female goddess of cats.
Like a fish? Bass?
Like a
Rock
cat.
bass, large
I was in
mouth
like the sounds
small
like
mouth bass.
because Paulie has some speakers in the back. He's got loads of bass. So yeah, there you go.
I got my cat. It's
Some
my,
gigantic speakers.
where's my cat at? Come here, cat. Where you at? The cat's not here. I need my familiar. They call it such. It's just that we're in one and we kind of communicate. All right. You ever communicate with animals? Dog? Cat? Hmm?
What do you mean, like with your mind? Just mind control? Have you ever mind controlled your cat? Spellbinder, you got a spell for that?
No, the cat actually has its own mind, and you tap into it, and it's
Yes.
familiar. it becomes a familiar, a
Right,
link
listen to this,
into
guys.
bass.
Listen to this, Spellbinder. Listen to this bass.
There you go.
That's what we're talking about.
Get you in the right mood, yo.
Well, there it is. Bill Hicks.
Hollywood Death Faker. Well, I better get out of here, actually, guys, and get what I got to do done. So it's nice chatting. I'll be around off and on, so we'll see you.
Have a great day, man.
Take care,
See
man.
you later.
See
See you
you
guys.
Chip.
All right, Bab, what the fuck's going on your end, man?
Nothing
It's
much,
almost
man.
tomorrow now.
It's quiet right now.
Wow.
So I'm eating right now.
What are you munching on?
Kellogg's cereal.
Kellogg's cereal.
What kind of Kellogg's cereal? Like cornflakes?
Yeah, it's like cornflakes.
Are they frosted flakes?
I don't know.
Do they have sugary sweetness on the outside of them?
No.
Okay, just cornflakes. Cool. Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, I made myself an omelette earlier on.
That Bill Hicks is Alex Jones.
That's right. That is a fact right there.
That's a fact, Jack.
That is a fucking fact. And I'll tell you another one. I don't know if you knew or not. Monograph is Sam Kinison.
Is he? Really?
Not Dale.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
It's not Dale. Sam Kinison.
No. He's not Steve, he's not Dale, but he is goddamn Sam Kinison.
There it is. The link. It says, hey.
Don't know what they did to end up in that place, man.
They didn't separate. The little one is, wow. I thought I had that. Hang on here a second. Wow. That's weird. Okay.
I'm telling you, that's all stuff that's fact, man. There's no doubt. Alex Jones is Bill Hicks. Monograph is Sam Kinison. Barack Obama is JFK.
You don't even have to substantiate your claim.
That's and Jim Morrison is alive.
Yeah.
Oh, he is. You don't know that? That he lives up in Oregon? He's
Right.
a rodeo person?
Right. Yeah. I'm telling you, it's a
he
fact.
does. He does a
Hitler
rodeo thing.
never died of suicide. Hitler died in Argentina.
No. He didn't die. He faked his death and
John
he came
McCain
back
is
to the
Hitler.
U.S. I mean,
I am
it's
motherfucking
real.
righteous.
That's why his body's all fucked up like that. John McCain is Hitler.
Okay.
It's
2
true.
months ago.
So what's the next topic, Spellbinder? What's the next topic? Spellbinder.
No.
Well, I know the topics are usually anything, but like where are we going right now with this?
So you don't believe Alex Jones is Bill Hicks?
Talking to me or Spellbinder?
No, I'm talking to Spellbinder. I'm sorry,
okay.
Jason. You don't believe Alex Jones is Bill Hicks?
I can print it down here. Here you go. There it is.
No, I'm asking you. Do you believe that? I don't need a link to know what you believe. I'm asking you.
Yeah, it's a yes or no question.
I think he is Phil Hicks. I really do.
Okay,
Because
if you
of
believe
what the
that
evidence.
shit, you really need to look at this monograph being Sam Kinison shit, because it's really compelling.
Send in the video.
Man, I can't do that.
Oh, I can't be bothered. I'm too busy eating my cereal right now.
Yeah, I don't think my machine will handle all of that.
You can do it. I did it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but just being in the hangout alone taxes my machine, man. It's a boat anchor.
I'm still trying to get
And your computer must be old then.
Alex Jones irrefutable. It's irrefutable. that he's
Yeah, I reckon
Alex Jones.
this laptop's got a few years on it, man, for sure.
I
Here,
go
I'll
to VO.
see if I can do this.
Hicks is Jones is the name of it, and they do this.
Right click. Can I not do that anymore? Alright.
Don't worry, Spellbind, just putting up the video.
Putting it up here, but I keep getting the error.
You have to see this Spellbinder.
Alright, you ready for this, Bab? Check this out.
I'm ready.
Alright, this machine is the Pentium R dual core processor. Looks like
VMO.
12390 at 1.86 gig. That's it. I've got 3 gig of RAM on here. It's running Windows 7 Ultimate.
Right.
Yeah, it's a little pansy machine, man. It's like cell phones outperform this computer now.
Oh, God.
3 gig of RAM.
Put it on there. VMO.
I'll tell you mine after you've told me yours.
Mine's several
First
gigs.
off, I've got a Mac.
8
It's a Mac.
gigs.
Go ahead, Spellbinder.
We're talking about a quad.
I was just
And I
saying,
have a quad.
I'm running on a MacBook Pro, and the processor is 2.4 GHz Intel Core 2 Duo. The memory is 4 gigabytes, and yeah.
So you've got 33% more machine than I do.
There you go.
Yep.
Yeah. Max for the win.
I got a quad. I just got a quad.
This laptop is about I reckon 6 years old or so. Yeah, probably 6 years old. And I haven't done a thing to it. I put 7 on it, Black Edition, and that's it. Like, you should see the fucking the damn what do they call that? The status monitor. Freak out.
Well, this Mac's mid 2010, so it's put on a few years.
Macs are a whole lot less resource hungry too. I was just talking to Kenny about it last night. I've got a fucking G5 tower, and the damn thing's obsolete now because it was one of the power PCs.
Right.
And nobody supports it anymore. And it sucks, man. That is a fantastic machine. The last thing that I had on it that ran, I think, was Leopard. It was OSX 10, whatever that was. When I put 10 on there, that thing, it fucked up. Nothing would support. It's awful.
Yeah, I'm running version 10 right now. OSX, here's mine.
Yep. Yeah, I like the operating system. Unfortunately, the computer just isn't capable of running it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I have to clear up space on my Mac right now because it's getting a little bit slow. I have like, let me look right now at the space. Yeah, I've got 80 gigabytes right now out of 249. So, I need to clean out my shit.
Oh, of hard drive space?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, man, I finally just got tired of fucking around with it, and I did this. I have all these old fucking hard drives that are just laying around collecting dust.
Yeah.
So I got a port that I can just take the hard drives out of old machines
So
and
you got
just.
spider. You got a spider, don't you? I have a spider also. I put 2 of my old hard drives in.
So I have. I mean, I like that one's 330 gig. I've got one over there. It's like a 660. You know, just random hard drives. I use them like they're externals.
Yeah.
Plug it in the dock.
But yeah, I need to clean out some space.
Yeah, I got 5 terabytes is what I got altogether.
Yeah, I've probably got about that much in combined hard drive space. I just.
Yeah.
I
don't
use them for different
cook
shit.
them
Like
in. I don't
one
even
of them
plug them in.
is
Yeah.
music on. One of them is just videos that I've made, you know, edited, down mixed, that kind of deal. One of them is just music that we've done in the studio. Yeah, it's almost like going to the library. Just grab the drive you want and go.
Like that radio thing that you've got installed on your car, yeah.
What was that?
So you had called.
Right, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you now, Bab. What
Yeah,
would you say?
that music thing you have like installed on like your truck or something. I saw like a video. You've got like a music thing, like installed on your truck.
In a van?
Yeah, in like
Big
a van.
speakers and shit. Yeah, for a number of years I competed in car stereo. You know, the loudest guy wins kind of competitions, and sound quality. I did both, but preferred SPL or sound
Yeah,
pressure level. Yeah, I make some pretty big shit.
Gosh.
Wow. 13 world records later, dude, I got pretty good at it.
Yeah.
Here's what I think I'm going to do, Bab. Check this out.
Alright.
These here,
Yeah.
I have another pair of them.
Oh, awesome speakers.
Oh yeah, they're amazing. I have
I
have another pair of them that I'm reconditioning now, and I think I'm going to do a contest and give them away.
Like a giveaway.
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
And I'm thinking what I'm going to do is have it be an essay-based contest. And if you'd like to enter the contest, do so by submitting an essay as to, and I'm still trying to figure out the exact details, but how this particular speaker changed the industry and made it what it currently is today. Because it did, this particular model.
I put down the video I was talking about.
Oh, okay. Let me take a look. See which
Van update 2.
yeah, I think I climb in it on this one, don't I? Show you the speakers and shit.
You've got like a music player like installed on like something.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was fun.
Premiere.
Good times.
Like a bloody like a nuke icon on like the radio player.
You could do what with a radio player?
It's like there's like a nuke icon.
Like what?
Nuke icon.
I don't understand what you're saying for some reason. I just can't comprehend.
Nuke. N-U-K-E, nuke.
Okay, nuke.
Like an icon. It's like the icon for a nuke on like the video player. Let me tell you the timestamp. Go to 4:11 where it shows the music player.
Alright, I got it opened back up. 4 minutes 11, you said?
Yeah.
Let me find it. All right, there's 4 minutes 6. That ought to work. Okay, now what were you talking about?
Yeah, and it's like a nuke icon. I'm going to send you a picture of the icon.
Okay.
You'll know what I mean, because I probably sound confused as fuck right now.
Yeah, you're pretty much twisting me up a little bit. Yeah. Okay, let's see the second link here. Let's see what that is.
Yeah, you've got like that icon, like that little picture on your music thingy.
Oh, on the stereo itself?
Yeah.
Yeah, it isn't anything I put there. That thing,
okay, I thought it was custom.
literally every time I turned on the stereo, it resets to original defaults. And the only thing I change is the sound settings, because that's all I'm concerned with. I don't care what's on the display.
Okay.
You know? Like when you pull into the lane, usually you only have, depending on what you're competing in, you only have 20 seconds to turn it on, get it to play what it's supposed to, get the microphone to register the number, and turn it off. And so, yeah.
Oh, okay, I thought it was like a customized thing that you put there. I don't know, that's pretty cool.
No, in fact, that icon, I think that's supposed to be the CD, like spinning. If you watch it long enough, it blink, 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 does, you know what I mean? It alternates the little triangle, so it's supposed to look like a spinning disc, I think.
Right.
But, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it was a fun little van. Not the loudest thing I've ever built, but it was very loud for what it was. I mean, that was only 2 speakers in that thing, and it put down fantastic.
Did something happen to the van or something?
Is it what?
Did something happen to the van? Or is it still there?
Yeah, I gave it to one of my protege.
Oh, right, okay.
It's taken on its 3rd or 4th rebuild now as a completely different vehicle. He's turning it into a monster truck. It'll have a big V8 motor in it, sit about 4 foot off of the ground.
From a normal van all the way to a bloody monster truck, gosh.
Well, that van was in my family for, Jesus, 17 years or something. I mean, we had it for quite a while. It was...
Yeah, it's fascinating when you think about it.
Yeah.
Like
My dad bought it, and he used it for work for a number of years. And then my sister and my brother-in-law needed a second vehicle. That, you know, the family had gotten big enough kind of deal. And so he willed it to my sister. She used it for several years, and then she passed it on through 2 of her 3 kids as they turned 16. You know, one of them started driving it. He drove it a couple years, and then she drove it a couple years. Or excuse me, he drove it a couple years, and then I traded it to her for a Ford Probe for her as her first car. So then I got the van. I used it as a work truck for a long time, and then I turned it into a vehicle with, it had 12 12s in it and a flat wall. And it pulled down about 160. And then I took that all out, and I built that big concrete enclosure to put 2 15s in it. And then ripped all that out after it was done, and now it's becoming a monster truck. It has lived its life, man.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Good afternoon, TJ.
Good afternoon. How is everybody?
Welcome to the Hangout.
Thank you. Thank you.
There you go.
How's Spellbinder?
I think Spellbinder went to go take a leak.
Ah, yes. Ah, yes.
Hello.
Oh, there you are.
Hello. I'm here. I've just been silent watching something, and I come back.
Spellbinder got bored about being poorly talking about trucks and stuff. Spellbinder got bored.
Bobator, I added you to my friends list. You're on my people.
Thank you.
Cool.
Thank you. More friends.
Is that really you, Balbator, giving the finger in your profile?
No, that's not me. No, that's not me. That's Eminem.
Is that really you, man, with the finger?
No, that's not me.
Oh, okay.
No, that's Eminem, man.
Okay.
I'm a big Eminem fan.
Go ahead, show him what you look like, Bab. He can handle it.
Nah. They're not ready yet.
All right, let's introduce Botar. Botar.
Paulie thinks that my face matches my voice very well.
Hmm.
That's what Paulie said.
I can't hear anything.
You know how you talk to some people and you may not see them? Like maybe you'll talk to someone random on a telephone and you kind of draw a mental picture of what they'll look like.
Right.
You know what I'm referring to, right? I mean, everybody does it. It isn't just me. There's been several times over the years where I've talked to someone on the internet for maybe a year or two or three and then finally see what they look like. And it's interesting to find out whether or not they look like they sound.
They never do they?
No, that's crazy.
Very seldom.
Our imaginations are all different.
Yeah, that's the same thing about when I used to talk to girls on PlayStation. I expected them to be hot, but when they showed me their face, they weren't really.
Oh yeah, man. Look, for a number of years, I just turned on the camera right away because you know I'd get fucking crazy ass bitches wanting me to like read them novels and shit. You know, like they ain't tripping on me. They want to fuck my throat kind of deal.
Right.
And so that's when I finally just started going, fuck it, I'm gonna turn on the camera all the time. Then they can see I'm a little old guy with a fucking goatee, and they can just go away. Yeah, that 50 Shades of Grey came out. I had 3 women that got together off of YouTube and asked me to read the book to them. I thought that was kind of funny.
The fuck? Didn't know you were a book reader, Paulie.
They think I have that kind of voice, Bab. That's what it's all about.
Oh, you've got that type of voice, right? Okay.
Yes, he does. He should be a commercial announcer.
I am. You just don't know it, Jason. You've been on our show for 2 years.
There you go.
Welcome to the fucking Truman Show, homie. It's been all about you.
Truman. I'm on Truman. Truman. Oh, we're a family here. Natalie is a family here. I don't agree with his thinking, but you know, I like
Okay,
Natalie.
whoever he or she may be, their name is not Natalie. You remember?
Okay.
Remember what their name is? Is it Nadia?
Nadia.
Or is it Asha? I think it's Nadia, right?
I think.
Yeah.
I just call him he, she.
Okay. Not Natalie, though.
Yeah. She's a he, she. And I don't know what she. I know what problems he, she is going through, but.
So you feel like that you should have been a woman? Is that?
No.
Then
Never.
how do you know what he or she is going through?
Because I actually don't care about what she does. I really don't. It's her. It's she. It's he. It's a thing. I mean, transsexual. And I don't want to go into that myself because I'm well, you know what I am. I'm never a he or a she.
No, we know who you are, Spellbinder.
You know what I am.
We got you right by the balls. Hand movement parlay. There you go.
Ah,
Jazz hand.
I look at myself. I look at myself as not male or female. I don't care. It doesn't relate to this universe to me.
Till you grease up them 4 fingers and fucking go to work, right? Then you care. That's right. Come on, man. There's only a certain layer of bullshit that you can put on me, and I'm going to go for that. You know that.
You know what?
It's like a lasagna.
I'm not human. I'm not human. I don't know what I am. I'm not human.
You're probably one of the most human people that I've ever seen, man.
Right.
Yeah.
No.
Spellbinder.
I can't find my mate, therefore I have no mate.
It probably wouldn't hurt to actively pursue trying to find one, though. That might be a good thing to do, you know, if that's something that you want. I mean, well, you can't just sit around and wait for something like that to happen, right?
Yeah, you're right.
Go out there.
Sucks.
Search.
It sucks.
Trust me, Spellbinder, I know it happened to me.
Hey, man. Spellbinder, you ever looked at that damn Match.com?
Match.com. Oh, yeah. I've been there and looked at them, and I'm going.
I actually did a little research on this because these kind of commercials really piss me off. And that place genuinely is starting to look like a success story because the people that are going there seem to be a lot more honest with themselves. Yeah, I don't know, man. Might be worth taking a look at. You might be able to meet a few people at least and see if there's anything interesting out there.
I looked and I went, I'd rather be alone. I'd rather be alone. And I'm always alone. That's what makes me a great match.
Well, here's what I'm saying, bro. You can't come on here. At least it's not fair. You can. I'm not telling you what you can and can't do. You know better than that. But if you come on here and you say, I'm sad because I'm always alone, and you're choosing to be alone, then that's not fair to your audience because you're making the choice to feel that way. You understand what I'm saying?
I need more alone people around them. And
right.
Find out why they're alone. I mean, I came out here. You don't realize all the people I knew who come out and say, I'm having trouble with my husband, and they're doing this and they're doing that. And then I have the husband come out and say, they're doing this and doing that. And you wonder why I'm alone. I'm like a marriage counselor without the license and without the money. I wish I could make the money I was making they were making. And
well, if you think that you're a proper counselor, I would recommend that you start listening to your own counsel then. I mean, if you in your heart of hearts believe that the things that you say to other people better their relationship, you need to listen to those things as well and use them. Use those tools. I mean, if either you want to be alone and you're happy and content with being alone and you don't have to tell people how sad it is, or you're not making the choice to be alone and you don't want to be. And if that's the case, you have it in yourself to do something about it. You just have to fucking want it enough to get up and do it.
Thank you. I always want somebody to say that to me. And I'm like, I'm still alone. I'm still alone.
I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. You know better than that. That's not my intent.
Yeah, I know.
I'm just saying, there's a choice. We talked about this the other night, free will versus free choice. You can't will a woman into your life. Sitting in your basement, saying spells ain't gonna work. We've determined that. But there are other tools that you can use if you would like to find someone to be in your life. I assure you there is someone out there. The internet's a beautiful thing, man. That's all I'm saying.
Yes, it is.
Despite all the stories you hear about the internet, like Polly said, it is a beautiful thing. Don't be put off by the stories. Hell, man. You know, I met Bane Pounds on here, and I met him in real life. You know, he actually lives in the same county as me, so I actually met up with Bane Pounds in real life. So, you know, it's possible, man.
My buddy Sean, George Bush Pimps, that dude's from Texas. Like, we met on the internet, and he wanted something different to go on. We moved him up here. He lives here, has since found a woman to be in his life on the internet, of all places, and moved her from the other end of the country to be here. So, yeah, there's a lot of people on the internet, man. A lot of people of a lot of different flavors. And there are resources, there are databases, there are ways that you can find the others. You know, that's what Terence McKenna said. Terence McKenna, at the time the internet was starting to become the internet, in his very eloquent way of speaking, said, "Find the others. That's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to find the others. The others like you.
Yeah.
They're out there, man."
I just feel so alone. Really want to be alone, but that's my destiny.
God, everyone's getting sad today, man.
If I could offer a recommendation, this is probably the time that you should turn the live broadcast off.
Yeah.
And we can sit here and bullshit and hang out all you want, but you probably ought to turn the live part off.
Yeah, because what we're going to say right now is something that should be kept private.
Yeah, but other motherfuckers don't need to hear about this, bro.
Yeah.
I can do that.
All right.
I can say,